What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Yo, today we're gonna be looking at a video from Pink Book Lessons, and I just want to say this: if you don't pay your bills, you shouldn't be mad at the consequences. We have a woman here that didn't pay her rent for 9 months and is getting evicted, and now she's mad. Look at this. Oops, wrong one. Look at this shit.
All of the responsibilities are on me, and I can't get into my property. There's a leak in the property. The water bill is escalating. I can't get in there to see what's going on.
A D.C. homeowner claiming an Airbnb guest has overstayed their welcome and will not leave. In this story you'll only see on 7 News, we're digging into D.C. law, finding out there's not much that homeowner can do. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley spoke with the homeowner and tried to speak with the alleged squatter.
The alleged squatter originally got into the home through Airbnb, claiming that her apartment caught fire and it needed time to get repairs. Now that was back in February. Roshane Douglas says she didn't know she was opening her life up to a nightmare when she accepted Shadija Romero's Airbnb reservation almost 10 months ago. That reservation ended March 29th after 32 days, and Romero hasn't paid another dime.
Y'all, we gotta head over to D.C. where this squatter soap opera is finally over. This situation was very disgusting and manipulative. The woman right here is the owner of the property. She was basically dragged into this tornado episode after the woman right here, the scammer, who says she's a proud Afro-Latina. She calls herself a mixed breed Dominican and Black. She placed a huge emphasis on Afro-Latina, but she scammed her way into free rent after renting out an Airbnb for a month. However, she stayed in the property, costing the landlords to lose a bunch of money. The owner of the unit brought the story to WJLA, 7 News. And get this squatter tried to make herself the victim. Got on there in line with crocodile tears, trying to make everybody feel sorry for her after she caused all this trouble for this woman, the owner. And then this lady is so unhinged. She tried to push the owner off a ladder. Yeah, she did a bunch of disgusting stuff, but out of all this, her coming on the news, lying to the public, and even lying to the judge was absolutely crazy. Yeah, she did what she did to this woman and tried to manipulate the whole situation to continue to steal and rob from this woman and her family's resources. Absolutely disgusting. If you heard about this story or you're watching from the DMV, go ahead and drop DMV below in the comments. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and get into it.
But living in the home for over a month apparently lets her claim some form of tenant rights, and she refuses to let Roshane enter the property.
I never gave her any tenancy. I never gave her a lease.
Roshane tried everything, gave her a 30-day notice to vacate, called police, went to court, and even offered Romero $2,500 to sign a paper admitting she's not a tenant and to get out.
So not only did she refuse to pay for like 9 months, but she was in there running up the electricity. Then there was a water leak and she wouldn't even let the owner in the house to fix that. And for those who know, you know. We're my property owners out there that know a water leak could be a nightmare, especially if you don't hurry up and figure out what's going on and stop the water from leaking. You could look up one day and get this crazy expensive water bill. So she didn't pay the rent, she didn't pay electric, ran up the water bill, and on top of that, the owners gave her $2,500 to leave. Now,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I see why a lot of people get mad at lease at renters because of this shit right here. Because this is a legal nightmare. Squatters' rights should have never fucking existed in the first place.
she agreed to leave, but still sat her bummy behind up there in that house and basically changed her mind, said she ain't leaving. All I gotta say is I'm glad this owner did not end up in jail, because the way this scammer was trying to push and test her patience, she was really trying to get the owner to crash out and make her lose everything, including the house, because the mortgage was $4,000 per month. This scammer was sitting up there racking up thousands of dollars worth of bills and then had it coming to the owner like, here, you pay it and stay off your property because I'm not leaving. I'm telling you, this is the most trifling mess I've seen all week.
Romero signed the document, but didn't budge.
November the 15th came and she told me, this no longer works for me. Do what you have to do. I'm not leaving. I went to the police with my order And they said there's nothing that they can do, that I need to go to court, which I've done, and I do not have a court date until December the 11th.
Roshane put this sign up on her home so police and the neighbors would know Romero was not authorized to be there. A sign Romero covered with a sheet.
I need police assistance.
I was there when police helped Roshane cut it down, while Romero hid inside.
It's shocking to me that you would abuse a system like that.
While all this is going on, Romero's social media shows her living her best life on trips. Cartwheel. And promoting her nonprofit. And Roshane is left paying thousands in attorney fees, the mortgage, and utilities for a home she can't even enter.
I can't. This lady was up in that house that didn't belong to her, wasn't paying rent for months, racking up all these bills, while at the same time posting these videos on TikTok of her on vacation doing cartwheels. Like what?
I tried to get some answers from Romero, who was clearly inside the home, but she never came to the door. When a person walked out to her car, they didn't want to talk to us either. Roshane is waiting now for her court date next week, where she's hoping the judge's decision will allow U.S. Marshals to force her unwanted guest out once and for all. For now, reporting from Northeast D.C., Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
7 News has been reporting on reforms to rental housing laws in the district. Back in September, City Council passed the Rental Act. Supporters of the legislation say D.C. landlords lost more than $1 billion in unpaid rent since eviction moratoriums were lifted in 2021. The measure simplifies the eviction process and allowed landlords to remove tenants who violate their leases by not paying rent. Those against the act say it takes away protections for tenants.
And of course, the folks against this law, they could care less about the landlords. People hear landlord and think corporate, but
I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. If I was a landlord, get your ass out. Now, if I gotta force you out, best believe I'm going up in there with police and everything, because that's insane. How were you being forced to allow this person in your house? There should have been laws on the books in the first place to protect against this, because everybody knows, especially nowadays, people are going to use anything they can to scam their way into somebody's life or into somebody's house in this case.
majority of rentals are owned by individuals. And this is what that looks like. Not paying rent is not sticking it to the man. These owners are people in your community that own 1, 2, 3, 4 units each. And WJLA found this was not Shadija Romero's first rodeo. She had a long history of not paying rent or buying cars, paying one payment, then refusing to make any more. That's why she turned to this Airbnb.
New tonight, another twist in a bizarre Airbnb battle. 7 News has exclusively told you about a homeowner in Northeast D.C. who says a squatter has taken over her short-term rental. But that alleged squatter claims she's a tenant with rights. All new at 6 o'clock. Our Felicia Ashley is learning this isn't the first time the so-called unwanted guest has refused to leave a property.
I found court records revealing that Romero stayed in multiple properties in and around D.C. rent-free for months while they went through the eviction process. Court records show at your previous apartment you were also getting evicted for not paying rent. And
so that wasn't for that place, it was for a previous place where something happened during COVID when everyone was not receiving payment. I'm an entrepreneur and I also have a nonprofit.
Court records show Shadija Romero faced eviction from 2 other D.C. properties before booking Roshane Douglas's Airbnb nearly a year ago. I reviewed the records with real estate attorney Rich Bianco.
Scrolling down the docket here, she knows what she's doing. So this isn't the first rodeo.
Court records show that in October 2021, she had a year lease at the Jameson at Dakota Apartments. Those owners also filed a suit against Romero. It shows she stayed months past the end of her lease and did not pay anything between May 2022 and January 2023.
And you see how she lied? That wasn't during the pandemic. She lied to the reporter who had the documents that clearly show she did make a payment from May 22 to January 23.
She also signed a legal.
So This ain't even the first time this woman has done that. She about to be barred from anywhere. Nobody gonna want to deal with her. This woman's gonna be homeless. Because if this is public, nobody gonna want to deal with her.
Legal agreement to pay the Jameson $35,000 in back rent, but she did not follow through with that agreement. She was officially evicted 8 months after she stopped paying.
I did not go to court for eviction for Ava Noma.
5 days after she was evicted from the Jameson, records show she moved into Ava Noma. She paid 1 month's rent and owes them nearly $50,000. The property tried to evict her multiple times, but there was a fire, which I confirmed with DC Fire and DMS started in her unit while she was there.
And no, with this woman's behavior, I don't believe that fire was a coincidence.
Ava Noma is the one showing that you were in the process of being evicted for paying 1 month's rent when you were there for 13.
So no, that would not be accurate.
Again, court documents show Romero filed a motion to delay the eviction, this time citing the fire and saying insurance needed to see the damage in the unit. She booked the Airbnb as she was getting evicted from that property. I found multiple tenant and landlord cases against her in and around D.C. when she went by a different name at the time. In addition to that, I saw at least a dozen liens against her, as well as a case claiming that she paid for a down payment for a vehicle and made no other payments after that. Now, since these discoveries, Romero has said that she is not speaking to us anymore. For now, reporting from the D.C. Bureau, Felicia Ashley.
So she got scared. So not she didn't get scared. So she got found out. Now she over here like, I don't want to talk to y'all because I don't want to make myself look even worse. This woman is a certified bum. Certified class action bum. You can't make this shit up. Boy, I know her parents are embarrassed of her.
News.
So after she got caught up lying on the news and her fake campaign to garner sympathy backfired, she no longer wanted to communicate with the news reporter. Now, the landlord did everything she could to get this scammer out of her house. She called the police, she cut off utilities, and it was definitely a big blow when they went to court and the judge ordered the landlord to cut the utilities back on.
The police allowed her to hire a locksmith and break in. She gave them no documents. She gave them no court orders. She gave them no lease. She just came and said, I'm locked out. This is taking me somewhere where I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to stay on the right, but for somebody to just take and do, everybody has a breaking point.
I went back to the property today and saw child services show up because Shadija brought her daughter into the home while there was no power or electricity inside. Police also showed up because the homeowner's truck went missing after Shadija got back in the house.
So the judge allowed this shit to happen. So let me get this straight. This woman hired a locksmith. The locksmith unlocked, created her a key, and the owner turned off all of the utilities, and the judge ordered her to pay them. Hell no. I'm like, you on there? I'm not paying that because first of all, this bitch ain't even fucking supposed to be there.
And when Shadija cracked the door open to get a package, I saw what appears to be a candles and essential oils business inside.
This is unbelievable.
That led to a virtual emergency hearing today. In court, it was revealed that Shadija tried to push Roshane off a ladder, took the utilities out of the homeowner's name and put it in her daughter's name, tampered with cameras, requested that Roshane pay her back for the food lost when the power was turned off. Oh, and she asked the judge if she could question Roshane as a hostile witness. I was with Roshane as she attended the hearing from her car outside the home.
And the sad part is, I feel sorry for her. I really do. But your problem is, I can't help you. But I truly feel sorry for her and her child and all of this. And I have a big heart, and this is the outcome of me having a big heart. But I really hope somebody can help her, but you can't do it at my expense. I don't have it.
I wouldn't feel sorry. I would not feel sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry you going through that, but you got to get the fuck out. You did this. You got to get the fuck out.
If the judge doesn't give me some release, I'm going to lose my property because I can't pay $4,000 a month and my other bills and my responsibilities.
I don't know. This was a moment I saw the quiet struggle within her. She felt her own pain and frustration, fully aware of everything weighing on her. Yet part of her still has sympathy for a woman causing direct harm to her and her family. Not just financially, but mentally, physically, the scammer tried to push her off a ladder. It was as if her heart was torn between protecting herself and also protecting the sisterhood. A woman that considered herself a proud Afro-Latina. I mean, offering compassion to someone who would give her none in return. That's why the sisterhood has got to be studied.
Now, coming up what happened today is that there was an emergency hearing because of everything that unfolded. In that hearing, the judge did tell Roshane she has to turn back on the electricity. Now, there is another hearing next week where the judge will decide whether Shadija can stay or if she has to go. Now, reporting live from Northeast DC, Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
And that was so annoying. This scammer was in that property for months and had thousands and thousands racked up in unpaid bills. Then the judge ordered the landlord to cut the lights back on and continue to pay for this woman to scam her and steal from her? Well, they finally got their day in court last week where the scammer presented her argument to stay in this woman's house. She said she had the right to be there.
And today, 7 News getting results in the case between the DC homeowner and the woman who was squatting in her home. Thanks for joining us tonight. You're seeing it right there. I'm Scott Thuman.
And I'm Michelle Marsh. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley has been exclusively reporting on this story for more than a week now. Today, a judge ruling in favor of the homeowner who says an Airbnb guest was trying to take her home.
Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley joining us now from that house where the judge says the squatter cannot stay anymore, has to get out. Felicia?
That's right, and this is actually one of the first times the homeowners have been back to the home in a couple of months. And as you mentioned, the judge ordered that the alleged squatter is not a tenant, therefore she has no tenant rights, and the homeowners were allowed to get her out of the home and evict her immediately, and that is what you are seeing. We have community members that actually came here to support the homeowners and help clear out the home after watching the reports and hearing what the homeowners were dealing with. And even inside the home, you can see some of the area that they have started clearing as well. The homeowner mentioned to me that she has been in shock and everything that was with everything that was inside of this home, as well as some of the damage that she found as well. Before court, I spoke to D.C. homeowner Roshane Douglas. What have your dynamics been like with Ms. Romero since the last time we spoke?
We've had no contact directly since that time. Obviously, she had the van towed. She also denied the electrician to get in and came down here and filed a contempt that we didn't comply with the agreement.
You have to remember, this squatter wasn't even supposed to be at this home. She sat up there and called to get the owner's vehicle towed from her own property. Wouldn't allow an electrician in the home for maintenance. And you also have to remember that water leak. She wouldn't allow a plumbing contractor to come in and fix that leak either. Then march down to the courthouse about paperwork on the homeowner, talking about she violated her rights. Absolutely crazy. It's not right. And the problem is people don't care about situations like this until it's them that's forced to pay a $4,000 mortgage every month, plus all these extra costs for somebody you don't even know, while you still have to maintain your own household and your own bills. This is crazy.
I tried to check in with accused squatter Shadija Romero when she showed up to court. Ms. Romero, would you like to speak with us before the hearing?
I told you that I want to speak to you, so please leave me alone.
You don't want to say anything before the hearing? Filming is not allowed inside the D.C. courthouse, but I was inside the nearly 2-hour hearing. The judge upheld this agreement that I previously reported on. The homeowners had Romero sign it in October, but she didn't follow through. The homeowners agreed to pay her to leave their property. And in black and white, Romero confirmed she was a short-term Airbnb guest, not a tenant, that there is no lease, no tenancy, and that she has no tenant rights. The judge said you can evict her right now. What are your plans? What are you about to do?
Evict her.
Listen, all that compassion went right out the window. She didn't think twice.
She said, you better get your ass up at my motherfucking apartment, bitch. She said, I feel for you, but my money feeling for me too. And you better get the hell up out of here. Hey, I ain't mad at sis for that. Hey, do what you got to do. But this right here is a case of a classic case of bullshittery. You can't make this shit up. First of all, she should have never been there in the first place. Second of all, if she did this shit, she should have at least kept paying. That's why you got evicted, man. And then trying to do all this shit, getting people shit told because you in the wrong and you don't. This is why I say accountability is like kryptonite to these chicks, because you can't make this shit up. But anyways, like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast, support.com. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.